April CWL just clocked in as the highest hit rate week of all time. Champs 1 was 85%, Champs 2 was 81%. What on earth happened? How are clans pulling this off, and how can you do the same in your clans? That's our main topic today. My name is Sam, I'm here with Rick. This is Reddit Talks Clash.
What are we calling this? Is this a podcast?
Red Clash.
So let's get straight into it. Clan War League.
I think it was really kind of two main reasons that we're going to get into. The crafted defense reset, I think, is the first, the main reason for the giant jump in hit rates, the CWL. My clan, Good Guys 1, was Champs 2. Probably half of my hits were against maxed or near max lava launchers.
Really?
A whole lot of gemming getting done. And then the other main reason is I think people are starting to really adapt the Duke strategies, which is making offense just really powerful. So like the combo of those things, I think more so the crafted defenses, highest hit rates of all time by a long shot. I mean, we've been talking about Champs 1 hit rates for years now here in RTC, and they're always in the 70s. CN, it was just shy of 85%. I think it was 84 point something. Man, it's wild. Champs, like in Champs 2 was 81%. So both of those we've never seen in the 80s. I don't think I've seen any hit rate in the 80s in those any month I've tracked. What league were you guys in your clan, Sam?
Well, we were in Masters 1, and that's where it's actually, I think it differed quite a lot, because you were saying that most of you were coming up against between max lava launchers. Honestly, half the bases I hit, were the level 3, level 10 range, and they were low level. They were low level crafted defenses. I think even in the first war, there were 1-2 bases which actually hadn't even updated their war base, which obviously is a bit indicative of, Masters 1, Champs 1. There's different levels of engagement there and whether people are really tuned in to what they're doing. But it was still very high hit rates, still lots of 3 stars. I did notice, I mean, okay, I will very guiltily admit, I 1-starred twice because I still do this awful thing where I forget the Town Hall isn't a defense, and I still get these stupidly high percent 1-stars because I kind of leave the Town Hall behind, forgetting that I won't just naturally get it. But generally on the board, yeah, it was high scoring.
How did you do personally?
Well, I just only got 2 1-stars. Aside from that, it was I think either just triples or time fails. And I've not been using the Dragon Duke yet because mine's just currently permanently upgrading. I think it's somewhere around level 14 at the moment, so I haven't quite been able to be exploiting all that fun stuff yet. But it still felt relatively like, I don't know how to explain this. The mistakes I made were me just being idiotic, not that I felt I just couldn't take these bases. It was generally quite an easy affair.
I finished the CWL at 19 stars, which was like I felt terrible. Like which is weird. So
which is crazy because 19 stars would be oof.
In the main Good Guys clan, I think we had 8 or 9 people go perfect.
Really?
5 or 6 more go get 20 stars, and it was like me with 19 and one guy with 18.
Gosh.
Yeah, it was just like one. I waited real long, and there were like 2 bases left at the end of the war, and like one was pretty high, and I wasn't like 100% on how I wanted to approach it, and the other was base 15. So I'm like, okay, I'll just take the easy out, go base 15. Pretty much went in blind like an idiot, and I was like, oh man, this is a bad base.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, when you're in Champs, base 15 actually isn't too much different to
and then
whatever's
that was my one idiot fail. And then my other fail was a 97%. I whiffed the giant arrow, and I didn't notice that I whiffed it.
Oh.
And then I just went straight into like 2 sweepers, and it was like 97% 2-star. I almost had it, but it was just a little bit of time issues because sweepers against air hits and the Duke is not great. But to circle us back on topic, I guess I saw almost exclusively lava launchers, which makes sense. That was the prevailing advice, was lava launcher is the best. That's pretty much what every creator was saying, and that is, I saw almost exclusively lava launchers. I think all the bases I hit were lava launcher.
Yeah, basically same.
Yeah. Do you think lava launcher had any impact on your attacks whatsoever?
Well, I'm gonna say personally not much because I think they were too low levels. But obviously, especially for smash attacks, which have tons of troops clumped up in the core of a base, the additional high damage splash defense, it will wreck, but well, maybe not wreck, but you will feel it. And I just didn't really have that experience because I think the ones I was coming up against were a bit too low levels. But I mean, but you can tell it's good, and you can tell it is no one really cares about using the roaster or the air bombs. It's all lava launcher.
I'm kind of curious if that's going to change, just because everyone's kind of pushing leveling up their lava launchers, and it does have an impact against ground armies for sure, which is why everyone's doing it. But it's something you can straight up ignore for an air hit. So, like I was in the attack I've been using, the attack I used all CWL is 3 air heroes. The only thing I have that touches the ground at all is Queen and Siege Barracks. And very, very easy to avoid lower level lava launchers during CWL with that. So losing the bomb hive made attacks tremendously easier, and then having essentially nothing to replace it that affected me, which is, I mean, that's why I'm disappointed. I only got 19 stars.
Yeah. But this is the thing. I know, obviously, ground is probably just about the prevailing meta right now, but we're not in an exclusively ground meta town hall. There are so many very viable air strategies, which, like I said, doesn't make me wonder whether Lava Launcher will stick around. Because obviously, Roaster is the only one that can hit both ground and air, so maybe that'll start getting included just because it can hit both, and we're seeing quite a lot of variety in the hits. And then obviously, to be fair, I've literally not seen any air bombs. I've not come up against any air bombs, so I'm not really sure what people are doing with them.
I'm been on the lookout for bases that use air bombs, just because, like, yeah, I do think air is going to continue to get stronger, especially with the backpack out now. And we're back in that dynamic of the first crafted season where you're choosing, do I want to defend ground stronger? Do I want to defend air stronger? And not vice versa? Or do you want to, like, split the difference and take the weakest of the 3 and defend against both? So
Yeah.
it's the same choice we had in the first season.
But that's good. That's really
Yeah,
good. That's healthy. Yeah.
yeah, like I'm not, like I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, because it is an interesting choice what you want to defend. But yeah, like it is the same choice. When we were faced with that choice in Town Hall 17 in the first crafted defense season, no serious base used the fire. I already forgot what it's called, the fire spinner.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah,
didn't
so
really see
like
anything.
so even though it did defend both, it was just like a lot of times what you're doing is just gambling, like especially more in Legends where you can't change your army. You're just saying, hey, like
Mm.
on most people in my Legends range are attacking ground, so you use the lava launcher, and if that changes to air, you're going to switch to the air bombs, and that's going to be that. So one of the things that I don't think we recognized in the moment of the last crafting season was all 3 worked against ground and air, so you didn't really have to make that decision.
And what do you think you prefer?
Um, I don't know. Like I think the bomb hive, light beam, and I literally already forgot what they were.
Parabel.
The hero bell, in they could all be somewhat punishing, especially towards the end once base design really caught up. I kind of preferred that, I think, than like having to make the air versus ground choice. So hopefully in
Mm.
future seasons it's not, like, hey, like here's the same main decisions you're making, but we'll see. The other thing too is people have had a month now to learn how to use the Duke and level up that equipment. The last CDWL, everyone kind of had max Duke, max equipment, but it was new and it was fresh. The Duke is useful in all kinds of strategies, and the
Yeah.
rocket backpack is just continuing that as well. So the rocket backpack, very powerful, and you're going to be able to use it in almost every kind of attack, which I think is, like, the longer we've had equipment, the more I'm recognizing, like, the versatility of that kind of stuff is really what makes an epic equipment worth investing in, and worth using. It's Trample brought up the fact that, like, the action figure is probably one of the strongest equipments in the game right now, because you can use it on literally everything you use your queen for. Is the giant is great. Like, no matter how you use her or what you're using her with, it's awesome. I think the rocket backpack is kind of in that same situation too, where it doesn't matter if you're using ground or air. You are only using it in essentially one way. But yeah, you can use it with everything. It's definitely worth upgrading. Have you played with the rocket backpack yet?
I haven't. I've been watching plenty of videos on it, but my Dragon Duke's still not great. I haven't even actually unlocked the rocket backpack yet. I'm still slowly getting my way through all those medals, but I've seen it in the quite a lot of attacks, and it does just seem like it's here to stay. I mean, obviously the combination with the giant arrow is the main thing. I'm not sure if people have been using it much without the giant arrow. That'd be somewhat interesting to see. But no, I've seen so many smash attacks, air attacks, all with the main idea of just taking out either one or two key defenses with some earthquakes in the middle. And the best part is there's basically no downside for the Dragon Duke. Okay, yeah, he's going to end up on the other side of the base, but realistically, most attacks are using him to funnel, and you want him operating by himself most of the time, especially if you're using especially if you're using an air army. So him being isolated in some other part of the base isn't even a negative. Bring a revive spell when he inevitably goes down because he's a bit isolated, keep him going. Like this is the thing. There's not really a trade-off to using the jetpack, and obviously you've still got whatever other equipment you have with him to use. So you've basically lost nothing apart from sniping really key defenses.
Yeah, he's the only hero that has like a unique, persistent ability, regardless of
Hmm.
equipment.
On that note, I still find it hilarious now that, for example, some of the pet equipment, it's like the lassie's ability, which is to jump over walls, now just looks hilarious when everything can jump over walls.
Yeah,
So yeah, it is nice to have one of those, key fun abilities actually something worthwhile, not something you just expect as a core functionality of how they work.
it does make me wonder, like, if future heroes are going to continue that, or like if the Duke continues to prove to be still very, very strong, if they kind of back away from that, like, and because I'm assuming we get future heroes, like we have to, like,
Yeah.
this
Oh,
right,
yeah.
yeah, like that's kind of a
But
foregone conclusion.
I think it's a given. Ever since they introduced the hero hall, it was a given that we were going to get tons of new heroes because you don't make that whole infrastructure and change everything to just add one or now two heroes. We're going to get more. And my guess for the ages now has been that we'll just get a hero for each town hall, and that's how it'll go.
Which so far has been true. It didn't work out with the 18 release, but we have gotten
Yeah.
a hero with 17, a hero with 18. Where do you think the next one fits in then? Because we go 7, 8, 9, 11, 13,
13.
15. And then,
Yeah.
yeah, so, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because originally I would have thought that because obviously we have 7, 8, 9, and then I would have thought we would have gotten 10. I thought when they put the minion prints to Town Hall 9, obviously shifted the Archer Queen back to Town Hall 8, I thought they're basically backfilling from there, and we're going to start putting heroes in for every Town Hall. So I kind of still think they want to do that ultimately, so my guess would be Town Hall 10, but then maybe they don't want to congest it too much for the newer players, especially because you progress so quickly through those lower Town Halls now.
Like, it's a lot to throw at people too. And then like the nice thing about putting the Duke at 15 too is that it allowed them to do fewer levels, which,
Yeah.
like, comparatively to what we were gifted with the Prince, like, it's nice for existing players who already leveled up, but like, man, adding 95 levels of minion Prince is that's a slog for
And
new
I still
players.
don't think they've properly addressed how much less value there is now to upgrading your heroes when equipment exists. No longer are you going for that fifth, every 5 levels
Yeah.
you get the upgrade ability. That's gone now, and you're still spending days and days and so much Dark Elixir. I mean, I know they've improved
Yeah.
it slightly, but I think they do need to address this coming up soon if they keep adding more heroes.
Like, I forget if this is something that we talked about before already, but just if we don't get more equipment levels, that does mean like hero levels become more important, at least down the line,
That's
because
true. Yeah.
if you get max equipment at Town Hall 16, and now we're at 18, looking at 19 in another half a year. It's like, if equipment levels stay capped, Like some equipment scales really well with heroes and some doesn't, which is another issue. Yeah, if you want to hear about that, you can listen to Inside Clash with Trample Damage. He talked about that on not his own podcast because he did a guest with PNT recently, but he is releasing his own for anyone out there who also listens to Trample, and you should be. But anyway, yeah, like if equipment does start to like not if equipment doesn't get more levels, that does put more of the hero strength back into the heroes themselves and those levels. So that's one possible way to address it. At a certain point, I've always been disappointed with the notion that like adding more heroes means it's just okay to not let us have heroes while they're upgrading. I still think we should. At least we're getting them in friendlies. So
yeah, exactly. You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So how quickly did you unlock the rocket backpack then? Did you blast through tons of attacks, tons of casual battles just to finish the event? I mean, did you buy the pass for
like
that?
I had thanks to the prospector, I had a perfectly balanced amount of ore. So and I was I was pretty much capped on all three. And so I was able to get it up to like level 25, and then I just had to wait a day or two just to earn a little more shiny. But no, I didn't go hardcore farm the event. But yeah, I was able to max it out immediately. So now I'm back to all max equipment, even the useless whatever the other Dragon Duke.
I forget what it's called. Yeah, whatever that one's called.
It's not the stun, it's not the fire heart, it's the
No,
blower.
It's
the blower.
That's it.
So,
Good name.
Also randomly, did you see there's a glitch with the Duke? If you use the ability directly over the center tile, it becomes like invincible, and it stays on like the blast mode, but he just goes from like defense to defense. There's a video that was posted yesterday on Reddit where
I saw it pop up, but I was like doing something, so I didn't get a chance to watch it.
Yeah,
oh my gosh,
the Dragon Duke solos a Town Hall 16 100% 3-star. Like he's just zooming from structure to structure, full on damage mode. Like I don't know, it's hilarious. Like they're gonna have.
I'm watching it now. I'll post a link for anyone who wants to watch it in chat. Yeah, I saw that in new. I saw it when it had like 2 upvotes, and truthfully, okay, when I see a lot of quote-unquote glitches or bugs posted by Reddit, I can naturally assume there's something really boring, something cosmetic, or something that has been posted a million times before. So I was busy. I didn't bother to watch it, but good God. Okay, yeah, that might be an issue. And obviously, the only other issue I've seen with the jetpack, which is less of a, it's kind of the opposite issue. It's bloody annoying. Is the warden sometimes following the Duke. If you use the warden with the Dragon Duke and you pop the jetpack ability, the warden will just wait a few seconds inside. You know what? Screw it. We're going across the base and we'll follow him, which is a bit
that's annoying.
Yeah, but like I think CWL are right that one.
It would have to start within the warden's vision, and then he would.
So it's people.
Yeah.
That
probably shouldn't happen. But also, like, just don't do that. You know, obviously, because it doesn't make any sense to do that. So, but yeah, like also even the thing where if you use it right over the dead center, it's not going to be very easy to pull off unless
No, I was just thinking that.
Yeah, like in the video is just there just happened to be a hole in the dead center of the base that the guy was able to use. So you're not gonna be able to pull it off against a real base. So it's probably not like critical that you do it, that it's fixed immediately, but it's definitely like gonna happen
until they let you put heroes and siege machines and send a blimp in there. Yeah, we're probably okay. Would that? Oh, that's a fun idea. Probably, maybe not. I don't know. Would be kind of cool. So, did you buy the event pass this season? Are you still excited about buying the event pass, doing the mini medal events every 2 months?
I don't dislike the way they are releasing equipment and doing events and event passes. All like the I would like, hey, the benefit to the event pass for $5, massive. It's how
right. Yes.
But
it's
like,
a benefit you never had to pay for before.
Well, like you're essentially paying $5 every other month for a boatload of ore. Is the way
Yeah.
I look at it.
But before ore, right, your essentially your monthly cost was, well, when it was even
Yeah.
cheaper, for like £5 for the gold pass, right? Now you expect it every other month to pay an additional £5, or maybe it's a mini event, whatever it is.
Yeah. I mean, this
Bullshit
is
pricing.
like the very first event pass that ever came out. Like we pretty much I still feel this way, but it's like this is our version of the diamond pass where it's just, hey, like here's
Yeah.
an additional couple bucks, you know, like because I believe at the time that's around the time the diamond pass came to Clash Royale. I don't play it, so
Mm.
like if
Yeah,
I
it
get it
was a good
wrong,
few years
don't
ago now.
don't crucify me. But like it that went from like a $5, $6, $7 a month pass, whatever it was, to like a 12. That's essentially what the event pass was to us. It kicked our
Yeah.
pass up from $7.99. You add $5 to it, but we do it every other month. So
And
I don't
except
know.
they
Like,
did it far more cleverly, where people didn't feel they were losing anything from just getting the gold pass, but you are. You are losing things.
it's optional. It doesn't devalue the gold pass. It's separate. It's easy to
Ah,
do one or the other.
okay, I wouldn't say it devalues the gold pass necessarily, but as a consequence of equipment and the event passes, the gold pass is devalued because, like we well, obviously arguments we made that hero levels will become more impactful, but generally speaking, before to upgrade your heroes, you just needed your hero books, maybe some runes of dark, etc., which you got in the gold pass. Now to upgrade your heroes, you also need that stuff. Upgrade your heroes. You also need that stuff from the gold pass, but then you also need to basically buy this event pass. So actually, to upgrade your heroes efficiently, you need to spend nearly 2 times the amount. Well, not okay, I guess every other month, so about 1.5 times the amount. But still, I don't think the gold pass has improved in value at the very least.
No. Like this is the kind of thing. Like for years we've been saying, everyone's saying like, hey, like we want to improve the ore economy. We want to, like, they need to fix this, and it's a problem on purpose. Like it's painful on purpose because you get like, hey, like I am glad to pay $5 every other month to have a lot less pain surrounding ore. Like that is
Yeah,
that is the intended outcome of it. So any fix to the ore economy that's going to make me less interested in purchasing an event pass every other month is going to have to introduce some other new pain point to make me want to spend $30 a year.
but we never had to use to spend that money. Does Supercell need that extra money? We never used to have to spend it.
I
Wasn't a thing for
Oh yeah, I mean
decades.
we can take guesses at what the financials are like, but hey, like the player base sh- shrinks over time. Like people are, you know, there's more competition in mobile gaming. Like
Yeah,
hey, like as the game shrinks, which I don't think it's shrinking a lot. So I'm not trying to be doom and
no,
gloom here about like the death of Clash or anything, but there are less players now than there were 7 years ago. Obviously,
sure, sure. I'm not disagreeing that the event pass is good value. I just think that it's an extra pain point
yeah,
that we've
it
had
is.
to pick up, which sucks.
The equipment brought a lot of very interesting gameplay to the game, and I think it did an amazing job keeping Clash interesting and fun. The cost to that is like, hey, it was a gameplay addition, and it was and it's a revenue driver. Like it's both of those things.
Yeah,
So, like when people say like we want them to fix the ore economy, like I do think eventually that happens, but everyone should just get it in your heads now. It's going to be replaced with something else that you don't like, that you're going to be
sucks. Yeah.
pressured to spend on. Like it's like no one. You can't ask them to give up money. Like it's going to happen. It's a business, and it is what it is.
Hmm.
But the other thing that I want to talk about with events, when I wrote that down in the notes too, is like, are just from a fun perspective, like do you still enjoy the events the way that we used to?
No. Do you remember the first like events with the Halloween mashup madness and whatnot? We raved about that for weeks. Now I hardly notice. Like you get the medals wherever they are, just see your natural play style, right? It's always destroy. It's always destroy something, right?
Here, like I have a
Oh,
question for
go
you.
on, sorry, yeah.
What buildings are the medals in the event currency? I couldn't tell you what the event currency is right now. What buildings are they in right now on bases? Like what do you have to destroy to get them?
Um, I don't actually know.
I don't know
I
either.
I recall today destroying an army camp and getting some. I'm not sure if that's the only thing I've destroyed, but I recall getting some from an army camp. Okay. Apparently it's CC Blacksmith Collectors, according to someone in chat. I I don't know. It's the bottom line.
I don't know if that's true or if
Yeah,
he just wants us to say something wrong on the podcast. Yeah, like, you
maybe.
know,
But I think
you know,
the bottom line is that we don't know.
that's my point. Is like I don't know. Like I used to like because it was there were ones where it was get stars, or ones where it was like do the storages, get the I still remember sour elixir where it changed the color of like one of the four
Oh
elixir container, and
yeah.
then it spread.
Uh,
So I'm just saying like it's kind of lost its magic in the last we've had them 2 years now. It's 2.5 years.
yeah.
So
And
like
do you remember you used to get additional medal or whatever the currency was? You used to get additional currency for using certain troops quite often.
these events used to have like new event troops every time, and
Yeah,
that's kind of stopped. So like I think that is part of the reason why like I'm finding them less compelling. Like not that I'm not interested in doing them. I still
yeah, but
enjoy the
who
reward.
cares? You get the party wisdom now.
Yeah,
Like, let's be real.
it
Yeah,
is changed from something I focus on and enjoy to something that happens in the background.
yeah, completely.
And I don't know how big of a problem that really is.
Uh well, it depends because to be fair, you don't need everything to be a massive commitment, right? I mean, that was a bit of the criticism of like when Clan Capital came and stuff. It's just like, oh, you gotta do your raise. You gotta, there's another thing you gotta do every week and whatnot and whatnot. So I don't think it's the worst in the world, like having something kind of relaxed that you can just do. Like you just complete the event. As long as you're decently active, you will just complete the event without even thinking. But you certainly don't feel engaged. But I think if they want people to engage by it, they need to start bringing back actual new limited time troops. Because let's be honest, I don't give a damn that the party wizard is in the
Yeah.
game. I
No,
don't
no.
care.
Oh, yeah. I haven't
I
like
haven't.
literally like the only time in the last week that I've thought about the party wizard is someone made a post on Reddit saying like, why don't I have the party wizard skin? Like because I unlocked it in the event track and then had to explain like, no, that was actually like you didn't get the skin, you got an event troop,
Yeah, like,
and that was it.
but even I still think people got a little bit sick of the event. Well, I think a lot of people got sick of them when they were affecting ranked play for a start. But I just, it was Halloween peaked. It peaked too soon. Halloween peaked so high, and then I don't think they've really been able to match that since. And I'm not really. I'm not. I wonder if they just try go for a completely different idea. I don't know what that is, but I'm just a bit bored of this.
At some point, I do think like events need to at least like introduce at least new formats for them and try different stuff because it is like I'm not sick of it. I'm not tired of it. I don't dislike it, but it's not. Yeah, it's just not interesting to me
No,
anymore.
no, I agree.
It's been enough of the same. And like you just brought up like the lack of event troops and stuff too. Like that was a real weird catch 22 because like people hated them that they were destroying ranked in war, and then we removed them from ranked in war. So now you can only use them in the mode that has no stakes whatsoever. So also who cares now?
yeah.
So yeah, like and I don't know how you fix that. Like there's been a couple really fun events too, like all last month where we just had a a giant number of random stuff added to our army. Like the 30
Yeah.
E-drag day that was the most fun I've had farming in years. Like it was the
Yeah.
only time I've enjoyed the only day I've enjoyed casual mode ever since the split. You can't do that too much either.
Because then
Because
it's boring
yeah, because I
again.
mean, how long until we all get bored of that?
But yeah, I think you have it nailed on the head there. That who cares about event troops when you'll never use them in the things you care about. And I mean, the ideal solution for that is obviously you allow event troops in ranks and war and make them balanced, but clearly years upon years have proved that it's just impossible for Supercell to do. And I'm not even saying that's entirely their fault. Balancing troops is a really hard act, and you're not going to put tons of time and effort into it for a troop that's ultimately in the game for like 3 weeks.
Now that CWL is getting extra leagues with modifiers,
Yeah.
how would you feel about introducing event troops back into regular war?
Yeah, I actually wouldn't have a big problem with it because war is piss easy anyways. So why not make it a bit more fun? I don't know. Like, but then I know the only thing is then you start it just starts feeling a bit arbitrary when and where you're allowed adventures. Like you're allowed
Yeah.
it in war, which is technically semi-competitive, and then casual, which means nothing at all. And then I don't know. I do fear that the more they kind of do this kind of thing, and I'm not saying the different difficulty modes are bad, but continually you're not playing the same game in all these different modes, and I do think that is a bit of an issue. I don't think you should have to learn different armies and different strategies just for different parts of the same game. But yeah, I don't know. I do think that maybe they need to think of something different than temporary troops. Just some other idea they could make an event surround because they are getting a bit stale now. Oh, they have been for a long time, to be honest.
CWL getting modifiers and ranked are now like the outlets for more competitive, harder mode play. I know I haven't really thought about it, but I think I'd still rather regular war not have goofy event troops. Like draws are already a problem.
Yeah.
But like it's hard for me to look at the game like I don't do non all max wars. So like I'm really out of touch with what it's like for a Town Hall 10 or a Town Hall 14 out there in a mixed breakdown clan.
Yeah.
I don't believe they're out there drawing constantly like we are. For the larger Clash population, maybe it's not a real issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like speaking of CBL modifiers, though, like, do you think that we need to be gearing up and preparing for that in a different way than we have been?
Well, I imagine it could come as a bit of a shock to anyone who isn't in high ranks and yet is in a higher ranked league for Clan War League. I'm not sure how many people that would affect, but at the very least, if you're in a top clan, you need to be. You probably clans will start requiring people being at least Electro 33 or whatever, or maybe even in Legends, just so they're used to it.
Yeah, some of our friends' clans, Sons of Guns, I think all their families are they're gonna start doing rules that say like, hey, you have to be in Legends to be eligible to be in our CWL because they're obviously gunning to move up as high as possible. And Legends is the highest ranked mode, with the hardest modifier that you can really do. So I don't like that's not a bad idea. I wouldn't. I don't think I
I
would want us to do that.
No,
But
but it's very understandable for anyone wanting to take it seriously
yeah,
because if you're not practicing in that mode, like you will inevitably you will screw up. You will mess up because mess up a giant
yeah,
arrow. You're just not used to the fact that your troops going to get shredded in such situation when they wouldn't in normal modes. I mean, if you're not practicing in these modes, no matter if you do have maybe a few friendly challenges before the war, if that's just not what you're playing day in day out, you're going to struggle. So yeah, I think for any serious competitive clan, they will make that a requirement, which is interesting to say the least. And
it is a way to like ensure that your war roster is getting the reps in in a modifier attack. So like I don't know that it's gonna work for our clan. I wouldn't like it's it's definitely good for them. Like they're more Legends focused clan. Like we go over and send a handful of people to help do their end of month push
yeah,
all the time. Like, but like just looking at our clan, we have 18 people in Legends, and 4 of those are below 5,000 right now. So they probably are like getting ready to drop out. And then we have a bunch of uh down to okay, so we have down to 18 in Legends, down to 25 in Electro 33, and then down to 30 in Electro 32. So like yeah, so we have 30 people doing some form of modifier, 30 out of the 50 possible.
And also, just quickly speaking of CWL, one thing that changed since we last talked was the 5v5 CWL was removed.
Okay, I gotta think about like what was said and what was said where.
I can tell you the official reason which Clash Ninja gave, which he said was theoretically
yeah,
correct
I
information.
know he copy and pasted the statement that we were told was okay to
Yeah.
say.
Okay. Right. Then you know that. Then okay. Say that then.
No, I don't remember what it was. So
Oh. Okay. Well, basically, it resulted in less people actually playing CWL because clans were dropping from 15-15 down to 5v5, and then just tons of players weren't playing. So
yeah, okay.
I think they clearly saw a massive drop in CWL numbers, and
Yeah,
that
I
was
know
basically
Clash Spot is my favorite, one of my favorite stats sites. So you can look up the amount of players who participated in CWL on Clash Spot, and you can look up the number of clans that participated in CWL. So according to Clash Spot's stats that are out on his website, I believe it's him. The number of clans in CWL during the 5 versus 5 month increased, which was the goal, but the number of players decreased. So what that tells us is that clans were opting to leave players behind and spin 5 versus 5s. So
which is
it got a lot of clans into CWL, which was the goal. Like clans who were, hey, if you only have 5 to 10 people, CWL was something you couldn't play in, and that those clans had a chance. But like the unintended side effect was like a lot of people found out their leaders sucked, for a month, and were just kind of out of luck. So
do you think 10v10 would work then, or
it I'm wondering if it doesn't have the same, if it wouldn't have the same issue. So I think like Supercell, they haven't told us what they want to do with it in the future. The intent was to get more people involved in CWL, and I believe that would still be a goal. So
yeah?
I don't know if that's going to be a 5 versus 5 or 10 versus 10 or like more league sizes coming back, but I do think they want to find ways to expand participation. So however that shakes out in the future, they'll probably try something else, and good
Yeah.
on them for taking a swing at it. All right, are you ready to do some questions?
Yeah. Do you want to skip over the rest of the topics, or
Yeah, we've been going 45 minutes now.
yeah? Let's have a look what we've got then.
All right. First up, what is your opinion on the current crafted defenses being from builder base? So we didn't talk about that specific aspect
Oh
of it.
yeah, I don't hate it. I think may as well give him a bit of a run around in home village. I know people have called it lazy. I don't think it's really a problem. I mean, to be fair, like they've given themselves a big commitment to make that many new defenses in these kind of time frames when they weren't making anywhere close to that before. My only point of laziness is that it's still got like the builder based grass on on the defenses.
No, I mean I don't think that was just like lazy copy and pasting over the design. Like I think that was like that. I believe that's like an intentional aesthetic choice. Like just hey,
Really.
like yeah,
Mm.
these are from builder base. They have the builder base grass and at their base. I
I
think
don't
that's
think that's been picked up very well in that case.
yeah. Like I'm fairly certain that was like a specific aesthetic choice.
Right.
Because I mean, like they had to go through and like design all the different levels. Because there's, I think they changed the defense, changed the way they look like every 3 level upgrade. So there's like 10 different
Oh
versions of
yeah.
each one. Like they weren't lazy about that. So, but yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
cool. It's coming up on like the builder base whatever year anniversary this time of year. I want to say that was like an April May-ish is when builder base released. So it's cool. Like anyone who wants to say like it's lazy too, I also think it's funny because like we're also on a much slower timeline for these than they originally intended. So to think like they're already like they're already tired of designing them is just funny to me. I don't believe that's the case. It certainly did save them work, with overall designs and concepts of what to do.
Yeah. But I really,
So
I really don't mind it. Like, I don't really care.
yeah.
Yeah, it's the same defense, but you're not playing against them with the same troops on remotely the same environments you have been before. So, who cares?
What kind of questions would you like to hear Sabrina answer in the AMA? I believe that's going to be a Twitter AMA.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I don't know.
I'm not expecting much, honestly. So like she's still fairly new to Clash. I believe she took on her role September, October-ish.
Mhm.
Like I don't know however long it took her to get spun up, but we saw her first AMA was like the Revenge Room thing, and that was September, October-ish. I don't
Oh
remember. And
God,
that was
yeah,
like
yeah.
I remember because it was right after they announced that, like they were having a new GM. I said, hey, like I reached out to Ferry. We would love to have her come do an AMA in AMA
Yeah.
on Reddit whenever she gets spun up. And Ferry was like, that's way like no, like she's brand new. It's gonna be a while. So like, okay. And then like 4 days later, they're like AMA for this Revenge Room thing.
Yeah, and also,
Uh,
why are they doing a bloody Twitter AMA? What a terrible,
dude, have
what a
you
terrible
like
idea.
go on Reddit and search her name, and then
Yeah,
you will have your answer. Reddit
yeah,
has
okay, yeah,
been
yeah. They've got some nice things. I don't really know why
disgusting.
as well.
Like
I think aside from the obvious misogyny, I don't actually know what she's done that's so
she's
problematic.
committed the terrible crime of being a woman is
Yeah.
what is my read on the situation. So, but
Mm.
like I'm honestly not expecting much. She hasn't been involved in Clash very long still.
Have you interacted with her?
No, I've never talked to her, never met her. So, but just her role in her history, she wasn't brought on to be like the Clash expert. I think uh, the vibe I've gotten from hearing people talk about it is it seems like she's more, hey, like she knows how to run a gaming company kind of thing. So any specific Clash questions, I don't think you're gonna get a great answer to. Not that AMAs ever give those anyway, because like 99% of the questions are like, when's this gonna fix? When's this gonna change? What about this? Here's an idea, and like that's I don't know. I would like to see her explain more of her like philosophy on what she thinks like the company, what direction the game should be going. There are a lot of questions about monetization lately. Seeing her address that, I think, would be interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not expecting much. Also, I never really do expect much from AMAs.
When was the last time we had an AMA on the sub?
It was probably the questions for her Revenge Room AMA
Yeah.
was, and then previous to that, I don't know.
Yeah. No idea.
Okay, moving on. When will we be able to use upgrading heroes and pets in FCs? The update, which we can't say when, but yeah, that's gonna be like people like it was cool they announced that ahead of time, just like, hey, heads up, here's where we're going, but then
Yeah.
it also did lead to a lot of confusion. People are like, it's been posted on Reddit a lot too. People are like, why can't I do this? I thought this was already changed, and like, no, it's coming later.
Did we say something about rushing? There are a
No,
lot of comments.
I skipped over that one. It said, but there's a question: when will there be punishments for rushing? I don't think that's ever coming. I
No, and
think
there's another question about what do you mean, hopefully? Are you for rushing? I can't remember if we even spoke about rushing. Just wondering if we said something.
for the most part, the rushing versus maxing like argument stuff, like, uh, who cares? Who
Yeah, it's just how
cares?
you want to play.
Yeah, yeah. Like I have a very rushed account. There are pros and cons. Like I'm gonna max my heroes in just over a year, start to finish on an account, including a new hero that wasn't that I didn't know was coming when I started. So it's gonna be I started playing in June. According to Clash Ninja, I'm gonna max in like August and my last hero. So rushing is awesome in that way. I cannot move up in ranked. I am stuck in Electro 30 right now, just because I'm getting 100%ed every single because my defenses are crazy rush because I've been focusing on him. All my builders are going to my heroes. So like there's pros and cons. I got 21 stars in that CWL. I think in Masters 1 on that account. I took 21 stars in that CWL for sure. Like if you don't want rushed accounts in your clan, don't accept them. Just go. I don't get hating how anyone else chooses to play.
Mm.
All right, where are we at?
Well, when will we see any changes regarding the rank demotion decay? It's too punishing at the moment. I agree.
That again, part of that announcement was like, hey, this is stuff we're looking at. So potentially in the future is all I'm willing to commit to off the top of my head.
Because I do have to agree, it's an absolute bloody ball ache, especially if you get demoted quite far re-promoting, because you're stuck in these leagues which you just walk over for a whole week until you can then go up again, and then you walk over that league again. It takes ages. It literally so Town Hall 18, you drop to the floor, which is Titan 27. It will take you months, literal months, to get back to Legends, and realistically, the only leagues you're probably going to struggle in are maybe Electro 32 and 33. Like, it's ridiculous.
That's another one of like the points. Like I don't know what they're gonna do, but like I see it's brought up constantly by creators to the devs, and they're like, yeah, like we know that's not ideal, and it's something that like they always say like that's something we want to do and we want to fix and figure out. I don't know what that idea is or when they're gonna have a chance to do it. So it's something that like they're definitely aware is a problem, and I do think at some point they'll get to it. But yeah, it's because like you're in a terrible position because you went off and tried to live your life for a while before Clash sucked you back in, and now you're like you gotta text me twice a day to get back into the clan because we keep the settings too high.
But as a genuine point, I mean, if I load up Clash right now, I will be able to tell you that I am probably hundreds of trophies above the floor for promotion in the league I'm in right now. I think so. Currently, I'm in. Oh, Titan 27 isn't the floor. Sorry, it's in
20 is
25.
25, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm currently on 757 trophies. I am first. Okay. You can promote currently. The person in 20th you'll promote is on 518 trophies. I'm over 200 trophies ahead of them. It's just so ridiculous how long it's taking me just to come. And for what it's worth, I got a 13 out of 14 hit rating. I just did one stupid 2-star. It's just ridiculous easy. Most of my defenses are all 1-star defenses. I don't know why I'm having to suffer through this. All because I didn't play for a little bit.
Like ideally, I think like I've seen like Itsu and Judo talk about it where they say like, hey, like maybe if there's an account in that situation, maybe you just like skip up an extra, like maybe you promote twice or two, like
Yeah.
two or three times. And they're like, hey, clearly there's like some disconnect here. I think right now there isn't a Town Hall 18 floor, so you are able to fall extra far. I think having a
That's
Town
a
Hall
good
18
point, yeah.
floor is gonna help. But again, like the floor system feels kind of exploitable too, because I rushed on that count. I rushed up, and like every time it was every couple weeks. You hit a new town hall, and like cool, like you automatically get promoted in ranked. I never had to try until recently. Like I've been playing since June of last year. It's April now. Like so 10 months, and I've tried at ranked for 2 of those. And like I've only earned a handful of promotions. So, again, I don't know that that's a problem. It's just there's another perk to rushing, but Clash, everything they've done makes it seem like they want to promote rushing. So it's just another way to do it.
Indeed.
All right, where are we going? Let's find another good one. Double deployment bars on phones.
Yeah, would be nice.
Yeah, hey, it's a tiny screen, so I believe that's why they don't give you the option. But like, it should be an option. Like if you want to deal with
Less
it
real
taking up
estate,
extra
yeah.
room on your phone, like that's your choice to make. I would say I would love to see that.
Yeah, like I only play on phone. I don't have a tablet, so deployment bar is just so long, and you don't, have to scroll. You basically got two whole sections of it that you have to scroll between, and I fairly frequently will forget I've got a spell. I've definitely multiple times for years failed attacks because I forgot there was a rage chilling at the end of my deployment bar or something, or free, something which would have saved me that I just didn't see was there, and it's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah, like I hate the side scroll. Like every time I have to attack on my phone, it's annoying. Like but I played like that for years, so I know it's possible. And
Yeah.
there are definitely people who like play at Worlds with side scroll. This one, did you highlight this one? But I think it's a good one. Can you clarify about CWL reward distribution to the 4 new leagues? I saw some people saying they were going to give more CWL medals, but the post announcing it said the main reward is better distribution of town halls across the league. So yeah, the announcement that came with that, what it explained was that CWL hasn't really changed in the 5-6 years it's been out. So they're adding leagues to kind of move clans like ours that are like all town hall 18 higher town halls, move us. We're gonna move along, and that's hopefully gonna clear up some space for mixed level town halls or lower town hall level clans to also move up. They said it's gonna mean less medals for most clans in the short term, but more medals for all clans long term. So the way it sounded was whatever, like the top league is gonna get the same amount of medals as the top league does now, but you gotta earn your way there. So clans are gonna earn less medals for a little bit, but once you earn your way back up, it'll all kind of even back out.
Hmm.
The main reward is like clans that are mixed level town halls in Crystal 3 who are like full of town hall 10s and 17s and facing just a bad clan of all town hall 18s and cannot win. Ideally that clan gets moved along. All right, this guy wants competitive players to spin regular wars with modifiers, but we get more ors, win, lose, or draw. Like I wouldn't be against that. Like you opt into like a higher modifier war when you spin. I'm curious if there's enough
Uh,
clans who would be willing to do that to where you are still getting good matches.
all I will say to that though is, no offense, but why do you deserve better awards for just opting into like, okay, yeah, I get you're opting into a harder war, but then it's still a kind of an equivalent playing field. I mean, unlike ranked, you've earned the rank ups, and yeah, you're playing with harder modifiers, but the reason you're getting more wars because you've earned the rank ups. But I'm not sure about opting into a harder war to get better stuff, because why wouldn't everyone do that?
If you give more ore by default to everyone who does that, then I think that becomes the new default for wars.
Yeah.
But like just adding a modifier to regular war in theory should reduce the amount of draws by making it harder. So like if you are able to win modifier wars, it would seem like you would already be getting more ore by nature of winning instead of drawing.
Would you maybe support modifiers being introduced once you get to a certain win streak in wars?
I Ooh, that could be well, nah, because like how would you set that? And then if the intent
Well,
is
it would be a bit arbitrary, but
yeah,
I don't know. I think that could be an interesting way to really, because obviously win streaks. I'm not saying they mean nothing now, but they mean a lot less when you're
yeah,
just tripling every war and, like,
yeah.
every war's a perfect war, blah blah.
Our win streak is in the 120s, I want to say. I stopped looking because who cares?
Yeah, who
But
cares now? Yeah.
yeah, like I would think like if you set up a system that's designed to break streaks, then like that system rewarding streaks also kind of gets weird. But I don't know, it's an interesting idea trying to match those high streak always winning clans with the intention to giving them more difficult, more challenging, hopefully rewarding wars.
Yeah, because then I think there's something in that. Yeah.
But yeah, there's something there. I don't know if that's the way you said it was perfect, but
I,
like I'm
I,
definitely
something
like
in there at the
intrigued
very
thinking
least
about
to
it.
make win streaks more meaningful again, because currently they aren't that meaningful. Whereas if you do see a high win streak when you know not everyone is just getting perfect wars, you're like, damn, okay, that
Yeah.
clan does have something going for them. So yeah, I don't know. There's something there, I think.
What is our win streak? Let's brag for a second.
Okay.
My clan win streak 126. So yeah, our last war that we lost, knock on wood, I'll jinx it, but the last
Mhm.
war that we lost was like I looked it up a while ago and it was like June or July 2024. So we're coming on 2 years since a loss at war, which is insane because but that's just like
Yeah,
that's what equipment did to the game, you know?
yeah. Also, I just want to go back to what you were previously saying about the CWL medals. I've just dug up the article, and they do say medal rewards will increase for most clans in the system. So what exactly that means, I'm not sure. It might just mean that
Like I'm pretty sure what it means is like they're expecting clans who are stuck in like Crystal 3 with crappy matches to be able to promote a little bit.
right. Okay, I
And
see.
and they earn more rewards through that promotion in the higher leagues giving more rewards.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, when are we going to see improvements for clan recruitment? The clan notice barely works half the time. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, like,
Never.
yeah, we're going. I wanted to talk about recruiting a lot this episode, but we're going long, so that's what I said to cut earlier. But man, like I tried to stir up some recruiting like content to talk about, but I posted a recruiting question on the subreddit and pinned it, and like no one knows how to recruit well. Like I got and I didn't get a whole lot of answers, but they're all different. People are like, Discord works well, Reddit works well, and then other people are like, those two things are useless. The only new members we've gotten in the Good Guys, pretty much over the last couple months, have been like due to clan notices, but just the rate is like I'll post a clan notice, and like if I forget and do it on a weekend. 90% of the people who join like just like do 6 raids and leave because they're just looking for like a better clan to get rewards in. So then clan notices useless 3 to 4 days a week or 3 to 7 days a week. And then like if I do it on a weekday, we'll get 50 people joining and leaving, and maybe for every 50 people that do that, we'll find one person who kind of sticks around for a little while. Like, but we found good players through clan notices. Boomy was a clan notice guy. Sigma is a clan notice guy. The amount of effort it takes to do a clan notice is minimal. And like 2 guys. I don't know. Like recruiting is just tough, man. Like I don't know what the game could even do to improve recruiting because it's just a lot of times it's just people don't want to join your crappy clan.
I was about to say that half time the good players go to the good clans. Like that's how it goes, you know?
There is literally no system that could be invented that's going to force good players to go to bad clans. Like that's not ever going to happen. So, like to recruit and build your clan into a good clan, you have to have a good clan to attract good players. It's a real, I've said catch 22 too many times today, but, yeah. So like, I think it's the reason why we didn't see any recruiting changes for the longest time is just like, what could they do? Like the clan
Yeah,
notice is certainly a system and something, I'm sure LRT is out here in chat talking about. He pointed out something to me the other day that like I don't know how true this is, but it's an option for you guys to play with. He was saying because there's a lot of people that report the clan notice just doesn't work for them. Like they'll try and post it, literally no one joins. I haven't seen that happen in any clans I'm in, but what 22 do you call him 22s? He's 42s LRT. I don't know how to say his name out loud, but. But what he told me the other day was if you're in a mixed breakdown clan, that seems to be what is causing issues for clan notices. So try and boot everyone out and get down to like 1 town hall level, and then try and post your clan notice and see if that changes things. No idea if that works or not, but if you are the person who's been frustrated that clan notice isn't working, try that. Just get down to a single town hall level, probably your highest town hall level, boot everyone out, send them away for a day, whatever. Post a clan notice, see if that works, and then bring everyone back and go from there. All right. Anyway, let's pick one or two more, and then we'll wrap it up.
Will the game make all clans unranked when the new CWL update drops? It would fix a lot of mismatches. Surely not.
Honestly, like,
How...
like the other issue that I see brought up all the time with CWL, that like the people at Supercell are always like, yeah, like we know it's not great, like because people have camped in Champs 1 for forever and they never spin, and a lot of clans die out and then like get revived a year later, and they're in a much too high of a league for what they are. There's no way to get reseeded. So like some form of system to reseed clans when their town hall makeup changes significantly, I do think helps a lot. It introduces ways for it to be exploited, but I don't know, who cares? Like, does the good outweigh the bad on that? I think it would. So yeah, I would love to see that. The specific question is, will they make clans unranked when the new CWL drops? I see no reason for that to be a thing, to reseed everyone. Yeah, I'd be so mad. I'd be so mad if we like had to get like placed down in Masters 1 to climb back through Masters and Champs to keep trying to go. I'd be furious.
Yeah.
That about does it. All right, let's do shout outs and goodbye. Do you have anyone to shout out?
I actually don't this week, no, so I'll let you take the reins here.
All right. A buddy of ours has been a fan of the podcast for a while. He came and joined us. He's in the Good Guys 5. Started the Clash podcast. They just released their second episode. Let's see if they get over the curse of 3 episode. If they can get their third one out, I think it means they're around to stay. A lot of people do 1 or 2, and that's that. But Click and his co-host Ghosty, not that Ghosty, brand new Ghosty. They have a podcast, another Clash of Clans podcast. You can find it on Spotify. I believe it's only Spotify right now, but he should be working on getting that onto Apple and everywhere else. If not, I'll bug him to do that. So another Clash of Clans podcast is the name of it. Go ahead and find that on Spotify.
I do like to think that we are inspiring these people to start Clash of Clans podcast, even though we're certainly not.
I do, man. It's so fun. Like it's cool. It's fun. It is not like, if you think it's a path to like to getting a lot of views, I don't think that's realistic. Like
no.
Yeah, the amount of like views and love and praise we get for the podcast is minimal. But I really enjoy doing this. This is my favorite hobby. This is my favorite thing to do, like outside of just playing Clash, like in as far as Clash goes. If you guys have a feeling like you want to start a podcast or do something with the podcast, even for us, I don't care. Like, reach out, let me know. Glad to answer questions and shoot the and talk it over with you, so I don't have to bleep myself. But, man, it's fun, man. Like, literally, like, everyone in the podcast community is so cool and friendly and helpful. I've never met anyone who sucks or gets competitive about it, or everyone's real cool. There's lots of great podcasts. I've been trying to plug everyone more recently. Trample, Inside Clash of Trample Damage. He's gonna put an episode out soon, he told me. So hopefully he follows through on that. I know he's had a lot of challenges, keeping him occupied and busy, but I think he's hopefully he gets back into doing that more regularly. Scotty827 over at the Clash of Clans podcast. I love doing him. I just did an episode with him again. It was a total blast. Love Scotty. Pineapples and Thorns with Cat and T. Amazing podcast. Love you guys. You guys probably know T from the Rush Guide, and Cat's been in and out of Pineapples and Thorns. He's their episode 150-ish. I don't know. They're way up there. C-Notes around Clash Tours, his podcast, also awesome. He's been producing regularly again, which is amazing and fun. He's got amazing sense of humor, hilarious podcasts out there. And am I missing somebody? I probably am. BDL,
I think
BDL did too, and I haven't heard from him. So hopefully, which is a shame because I enjoyed it. Crystal to join. I don't know if they're done so or not. It's been a long time, but Carl, if you're out there, go record something, man. Pretty sure that's it.
you've done a good job.
Yeah, if I miss you, I'm so sorry. I will plug you. I'll plug you later. So, that is gonna do it for us. We will be back, catch you in 2 weeks, and if you hang out, I'll play a little outtake from our intro next.
Do you want me to? Do you want me to do?
Would you like to do the intro?
I'd love to actually. I haven't done it in a while.
You're gonna have to adapt on the fly because I literally wrote our names, but
I mean, I can ad lib, but I don't need to listen to what you. Or do you want me to? Do you want me to read out the intro?
I do want you to.
Okay, I will read it out then. Right, you ready?
Yeah, if it sucks, I'm just gonna do it myself immediately over.
Brilliant.
So we'll see.
Okay, cool. Yeah, cool. Okay. April CWL League just clocked in as the highest heat rate week of all time.
Already
Jump forward
terrible.
85%.
Already disgusting. Start over. Start over.
Do you actually want me to?
Yeah, do
I hate
it.
you. Okay.